Welcome and thank you very much everyone watching this video. In this video I'm going to show you how to run independent sample t-test in SPSS software. I have sample data here. Let me open and show you the procedure of how to run independent sample t-test in SPSS software. My SPSS software is version 21, and it doesn't matter, the number of version doesn't matter, it's not our concern. I have data on different variables, but from this variables we will be just interested on two variables. Because when we are running independent sample t-test, the requirement is that there should be two variables, one dependent variable and one independent variable. And the dependent variable, okay, because independent sample t-test is a parametric test, the dependent variable should always be a continuous dependent variable, and the independent variable should be categorical. In our case, we have two variables, and the first variable, the dependent variable is profit. Okay, profit. Let me show you. Okay, here is the profit. Profit, that annual profit, that is annual profit data that was collected from the enterprises. Okay, from the enterprises. Look, there are about 200 enterprises. Okay, exactly 200 enterprises, and it is a dependent variable. The independent variable is a category of the enterprises. Category of the enterprises. Look here, category of the enterprises, and there are two categories of enterprises. One is a micro enterprise, and another is small enterprises. But it is they are categorized in a single variable. Okay, and the variable is designated as a category. As a requirement to run independent sample t-test, as I have said, there should be two variables, and one of those variables, the dependent variable, should be continuous, and the independent variable should be categorical. In our case, category of the enterprises is the independent variable. In this category variable, we can have two categories, the micro and the small enterprises. Look, let me show you here how we coded the data. This is a variable, okay, which is a category, the enterprise category, and here one represents a micro enterprise and the two represents a small enterprise. The profit, the dependent variable, is annual profit of the enterprise, and since it is a continuous variable, it has no value. Then, you know, to run the independent sample t-test, we have to go to the SPSS menu and click on analyze, and then go to the compare means. You know, because independent sample t-test, the very purpose of independent sample t-test is to compare the mean values of the dependent variable on two different groups. Okay, then in our case, we're gonna compare the mean value of the annual profit of the enterprises between the micro and the small enterprises. Our interest is to know whether there is a statistically significant difference in annual profit, in average annual profit between the two enterprises, micro and the small enterprises. Therefore, look, we clicked on analyze, then we come to compare means, then we come to independent sample t-test. We you know, why not we selected one sample t-test? Why not we selected paired sample test? Why not we selected one way and over? Because our data, our variables characteristics do not fit into this tests. Our data only fits to the independent sample t-test. When we say independent sample t-test, we are saying that we have one independent variable that is that is categorical, and the categories are two, and the two categories are independent of each other. For example, in our case, the micro enterprises are independent of the small enterprises and vice versa. Therefore, independent sample t-test, we collected data on micro enterprise independently, and then we collected data on small enterprises independently. Therefore, the two groups are independent of each other. There is the independence of observation in the independent sample t-test, and that is why we select independent sample t-test to run this test. So let's click. And the test variable means the dependent variable. The dependent variable means the continuous variable. In our case, the profit. Let us display the variable names, and let's go through. Okay, profit. And our interest is to find out whether there is a difference between the two groups, the micro enterprises and the small enterprises, in terms of average annual profit that they earn. And the grouping variable is therefore the categories of the variables. We designated the independent variable a category of the enterprises. Okay, therefore let us move it to the grouping variable. And once we move it to the grouping variable, we have to define. Okay, because look here in the category, we give value to the variable, that to the categories, that if the enterprise is micro, it is to be represented by 1. Okay, look here, category. Okay, category, yeah, we represented here 1 represents micro enterprise and 2 represents a small enterprise. Therefore, here we have to define the groups. Okay, and the group 1, we represented them by 1 and 2. If we represented by 1 and 0, then we have to write 1 and 2 and say 2, because we represented 1 micro enterprise, 2 small enterprise. Just a nominal representation, not it doesn't mean that 1 is greater than 1 is greater than 1 is less than 2 and 2 is greater than it. It has no natural number meaning here. Just a nominal role representing. 1 represent symbolic. 1 plays a symbolic and 2 plays a symbolic role in representing micro and small enterprises. They continue, and then once, unless and otherwise we define these groups, then SPSS won't generate result for us. Therefore, we have to say, okay, look here, result come. Okay, then 2 tables, basically 2 tables appear, and group statics, and then independent sample t-test table. Group statics table and independent sample t-test table. Here in the group statics, micro and the small enterprise and the enterprise category, and the total number of the enterprises considered in the study are the micro enterprise 148, and the small enterprises are 52 in number. And the annual profit, the average annual profit of micro enterprises is 14,648.65, let's say. And for small enterprises, the average annual profit is 12,519.23. Okay, and when you observe, simply observe, there is difference. There is difference between 14,000 and 12,000. Okay, there is difference. But our question is that difference come by chance, or due to a statistically significant difference? Is that difference due to a statistically significant difference? Okay, or does it come by chance? And the t-test tells whether the difference comes by chance, happened by chance, or due to there is a true statistically significant difference. Look here, look at the p-value. Okay, look at the p-value, and the p-value here is equality of variance assumed and equality of variance not assumed. Let us first look the row of the equality of variance assumed, and it is significant because it is less than 0.05. Okay, we assume implicitly that the significance level, okay, the alpha value is 0.05, and because the p-value here, two-tailed significance level, two-tailed p-value is less than 0.05, the alpha value, then we say that there is the difference between the two groups, the micro and the small enterprises, in terms of average annual profit, is therefore statistically significantly different. And I will prepare another video on how to exactly interpret the results of the t-tests and how the t-test hypothesis is established in another video. For today, this is just a highlight, and if you are interested, subscribe my channel and be part of this channel to learn from each other about research.